Well, VEEP was clearly ahead of its time when it came to the state of politics in America. Here to talk about last night's virtual VEEP reunion to raise money for Joe Biden's campaign, please welcome Julia Louis-Dreyfus and VEEP showrunner David Mandel. Hey, y'all. How was that last night? You had the whole cast. You gave the fans some new content at the virtual reunion, and you talked about how the show had a real bipartisan following. What kinds of stuff did people say to y'all? Because nobody knew what you were. So the Democrats thought you were Democrat, the Republicans thought you were Republican.
Correct. They always, whatever party they were in, they always thought we were making fun of the other side, which is exactly what we wanted. We never identified party in the show because it was really about political satire and the culture of politics and satire, as opposed to partisan satire. So that was very satisfying. And in fact, last night, we had a gas last night. It was so much fun to be all together. We read scenes that didn't make the cut into the show for reasons of length and so on. And it was just such a fun opportunity to, I don't know, it made us miss one another tremendously. I will say that, right, Dave? Don't you think? I mean,
yeah, it was a reunion for the fans, but I think it was also a reunion for us, which was really nice.
Yes, completely.
It's a much-needed laugh right now. But David, with so many crazy things happening in politics right now, do you foresee VEEP coming back? And how would Selena Meyer run a campaign in 2020?
Well, I'm going to separate those two things. In some ways, we were glad we ended it when we did, just because it started to feel like they had better writers than us. And I say that as someone, I think I'm a good writer, but he's got better people. We had people sitting in a room trying to think of the worst president and the worst staff in the world, and they were outdoing us week after week. So at some point, you salute your betters, and you kind of just give up.
Now, I'm going to interject.
Yes,
but wait, I need to interject one thing, which is that if you had pitched some of the things that are going on right now, some of the behaviors, et cetera, I would have shut it down and said to you, it's too big, it's too broad, it's too cartoony, no one will believe it. But anyway, there you go. But anyway, carry on, Dave. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, I was just going to say, I mean, it's kind of why we ended the show when we did. We felt like we were like running from a giant boulder and we just had to like stop. But I will say, if people are interested in seeing the show again, the easiest way to convince us to do the show again is, I guess, basically to put a more normal president back in the White House. So you don't have to vote for Joe Biden, but if you want to see more VEEP, then you have to at least vote for not Trump. So VEEP fans, that's something that you can think about. That helps you,
Okay, very good.
Joy.
And so now we know that you both are supporting Joe Biden's campaign, right? Okay. And the VEEP reunion last night raised over $500,000. That was brilliant for the Democratic Party of Wisconsin. Tell me something, Julia. Why focus on Wisconsin in particular and not, say, Florida, where they also need... Why Bloomberg is giving a lot of money to Florida. Is that the answer? Go ahead. Sorry.
Well, I'm delighted that Bloomberg is doing that, and I would like it if Bloomberg gave gobs of money to every single swing state. But Wisconsin is sort of it has proven to be very much a tipping point. Trump cannot win without Wisconsin, and so it's imperative that the Democrats show up and vote. And we're trying to get out the vote. We're trying to get people to volunteer. We're trying to fight voter suppression, which the Republicans are. It seems to be something they're actually campaigning on. And so Wisconsin is a critical state to support, and we are delighted to do it.
Okay, another state that's very important for Biden to win is Texas. And in Texas, the Republican governor is trying to limit ballot boxes to one county per ballot box.
No, actually, sorry. Joy, sorry,
Wait,
I think
hold
they've
on, Joy.
decided now they're just going to do one box for the whole state now. They changed
No.
it this morning, and a very small
No,
box.
you're kidding.
It's like
kidding.
this big.
He's kidding.
Very tiny.
No,
but it's got
no.
some stars
No,
on it.
he's
It's gonna be
sorry.
nice.
You're a satirist. You're kidding. Here's the truth. Don't listen to what he said. It's one ballot box per county in Texas. Meanwhile, Texas, a county is like 100 square miles, 1,600 miles. So how are you
There's a
supposed to do
county-
that? And
there's a
people don't want to
county with
spend that
4
money in
million
gas.
Say that again, Dave.
So a lot of people.
There's a county.
You want to
Go,
say it
David.
again?
Sorry, I was
What
just
I
going to say
was
there's
gonna say-
literally a county. There's literally a county with 4 million people in it. Sorry.
Okay, and only
Sarah.
one car.
Yeah.
So do you think they're trying to suppress the vote or what? Hello.
Julia, this
Julia?
is a question for you. You, Eva Longoria, Tracy Ellis Ross, and Kerry Washington each emceed one night of the Democratic National Convention in August. Now, some people took issue with that, saying celebrities should stay out of politics. And Ted Cruz famously criticized another virtual reunion, the cast of what he said is his favorite movie, The Princess Bride, that again benefited the Wisconsin Democrats. How do you respond to that?
That
I'm
was
a
us.
citizen of the United States, and I'm a concerned citizen. And they asked me to help out, and so I showed up. That's my answer. I don't pretend to be an expert. I'm not running for office, but I believe in democracy, and I think it's being undermined by the current administration and the Republican Party, for that matter. So I think it was critical for me to be there when asked. And believe me, it was not something I was absolutely dying to do. I'm not somebody who really likes to MC. That's not my thing. But I figure this is the moment to show up. And that's why I'm asking everyone out there to use whatever resources they have to show up, not just to register, but to please volunteer, to give it your all. This election is imperative. So much is on the line. So much. Our country's on the line. I've never felt it stronger because everything is on the line. Everything. So that's my answer.
Well, you know what? There is everything on the line, and we have a lot of work to do, even after Joe gets in. We have a lot of work to do. But we want to thank you and invite you to come back anytime, Julia, Louis, and David. Come back anytime. And for information how to get access to an exclusive replay of VEEP Reunion, check out our website,